Indicator, which is this one down here. Mine just has the preset settings on here, so it's using a 14-day, and you can just find this in whatever charting software you have. Put in Vortex, and it's right there. So what I do is, first of all, on any time frame that you're on, I like to use the horizontal rays here and just kind of find the tops and where the peaks are with the horizontal lines. So I'll do that here and find the bottom. And so now I know for SPY that this is the range it trades in. And then you can also, if you want to, you can do the middle. So you can kind of see every time that it hits this line up here, it pulls back. That's kind of its resistance. And then once it hits its peak up here, then it has kind of a major correction. And so every time that we are, so this is a valley, so this blue line is pretty much all you need to watch. This is the positive. And so when the positive is all the way at the bottom, that means that it's completely oversold. And as it starts to work its way up, it becomes not overbought, but in bullish territory. And so this cross is what you want to look for. Once a wide gap like this crosses over, that is a bullish indicator. And so you could enter here, and which would be right, the cross is right here. And you would have been able to catch this entire wave with being fairly confident in the fact that it is recovering and not just making a sympathy bounce to fall lower. And so just as it kind of goes on, all of these crosses in here are faux crosses, so you wouldn't really be or these ones over here would be faux crosses. You wouldn't really be trading these. You want a wide gap in between these two lines to fully cross. So the wider the gap, the stronger the trend. And so you can see here, we have a bottom here on this blue line, so it's oversold, and it works its way up into overbought, which you can see is this peak right here. And then on that peak, works its way down. And so what this does is it just gives you really great confluence as to whether or not something is oversold or overbought. Right now, you can see SPY is overbought. And so I would assume that sometime tomorrow, being Tuesday the 13th or Wednesday, we do come down and we test something underneath 410. And these lines kind of reset on whatever time frame you're on. So on the daily chart, then tomorrow this line will reset. We can move to another time frame. And so I already have my indicators on there, so it's a little sloppy. But you can see here very high. Let's see if I can zoom in. So it was giving us a peak right here. And then we had a couple red candles, and it helped to reset it a little bit, just like the RSI. And now it's able to push up a little bit more if it wants to, or I think it's probably going to be correcting a little bit. But we can go to, I mean, you can use it for cryptos. So on the 1 hour, pull these lines, find the bottom, find the top. And now you know that this is right in the middle, so this is a very healthy zone for it. It is pushing up into bullish territory, and so once it gets probably up to the 135 area, it'll become overbought. But this is showing that it's had its own correction, so it's in a healthy spot. It's not super overbought, even though there is a gap here. So this huge move from 120 up to 133, that happened really quick. And as you can see, reset, and now it's kind of able to move itself back up just because it validated its price point up here. And so that's what this is showing, is that it's not overbought, it's not oversold. It's kind of in a nice area. Here you can see it was extremely overbought, and then it corrected, which is this little valley. Oh, it's this little value over here. And then from there, it had another peak, and then it went to oversold. Now, once it oversold, you could come up here, and you don't want to enter on a cross like this. You want to wait for a clear cross, and that's what it's giving us right over here. And so now that it's fully crossed this line and it's really going its own direction, now this seems like it would be a really great entry for that. And this just works on pretty much any ticker that you want. It works on any time frame. It works great on the 5 minute if you're doing some small scalping. This is a really nice looking vortex. Everything seems to be very spaced out. So horizontal, and here you go. So oversold here, and then you can see, where's the cross? Right here. So you could enter here, write it all the way up, and then it's not, yeah, right there is where you would sell because it's tapping that line, overbought, write it back down. And then as you come over here, you can kind of see that that blue line on the bottom is showing that it's a little bit oversold. So you could enter again. It's just great for scalping. It gives you a clear sign of the price action involved with the current price of the ticker. And so it should just give you a clear indication of when it's a good idea to enter versus when it's not. You could see this and think, or you could see this up here and think that it's way oversold, or it's way overbought, and you're not going to enter. And then once you pair it with this here and you see that it is at the top of its range, that gives you confirmation. You can go ahead and short it. And then the same goes for this here. It's bouncing off of the EMA. You think it's oversold, and now it's bouncing perfectly off of this line, which it has so many other times. And you can take an entry there. And that would take you from, what is this, 80 to 90. So that would have given you what, like 12%, 13% profit just from using the vortex.